Hey, I know that YouTube update videos are usually a bit boring, but I think I have 5 pretty cool announcements to make, so hear me out and I'll rush through them a little bit. For a few years, I really cared about this thing called effective altruism, the idea that you can use evidence and reasoning to maximise the moral good you're doing in the world by giving to charities that do the most with the money you give them. I thought I wanted to do that over my lifetime, but I realised more recently that YouTube is an incredible platform to do that because I'm generating some ad revenue from it, and if I can use you, the audience, to leverage that ad revenue to make a really significant moral impact, I think that would be fantastic. Someone donating £50 is fantastic, but what if you can use that £50 to generate £250 in fundraising revenue and give it to somewhere that really needs it, that would do a ton with that money? That's what I wanted to do, and recently, over the past month in December before I left for exams, I did a fundraiser that raised $444 for Deworm the World initiative. That's sick, that's amazing, and I'd love to expand on that in future. If charity isn't really your thing, that's cool. Only the first 3 out of 5 announcements in this video are about charity, so wait till the end for more football-y stuff. So first update, I realised after the last fundraiser that Just Giving take a fairly large cut of it, and also there's some exchange rate costs, I think, in giving the money to Deworm the World initiative, so instead we're going to start giving to the Giving What We Can Trust, which donates to loads of really effective charities and also allows me to use gift aid. So if I get your money through fundraising sites, then I can then add 25% on top of that from the UK government, which means we can do more and more good. Secondly, I can now tell you exactly how much I get in ad revenue, so now I can be properly transparent. There's a spreadsheet in the links in the description below, which tells you how much I get in a particular month and how much of that is going to charity, etc., where all the flows are going. Third update isn't really an update because it's about the future and it's super ambitious and might not happen. If I could dream of what this channel would become, it would become somewhat of a social enterprise. It would become more of a proper business that creates as much money as possible and then gives as much money as possible away to these super effective charities. So that means, firstly, I want to make as many videos as possible and I want to make them as good as possible because if they get loads of views, if you guys share them around so often as you have done, and I really appreciate that, that means more ad revenue comes in and more goes to these organisations. Secondly, in the past, I've donated all revenues. I think I might want to start only donating profits, so maybe I should hold back some of the ad revenue to save up for lighting or camera stuff, whatever, so that I can make better videos. They then get more views in future, that drives more ad revenue, and overall the charities get more money. And lastly, this is super ambitious, ridiculously ambitious, considering we're not even on 10,000 subscribers yet. I'd really like to start up some kind of online shop selling you shit, so that the revenue that comes from the markup on those items then goes straight into charity after all the costs that I pay out for t-shirts or whatever. So what would you want to buy from me, if anything? I'm thinking some sort of merch might make sense, but a t-shirt with a giant picture of my face is obviously ridiculous. But is there general football stuff that you'd be interested in buying that I could set up a shop for? Is there MessiSeconds specific stuff? What is it? Maybe this is a crap idea, maybe it won't work, but I think it would be super cool and something that can really generate money and do fantastic things with it. Number 4, if you weren't paying attention on Twitter, or don't follow me on Twitter, in which case follow me on Twitter, I was lucky enough to recently be announced as one of the speakers at the upcoming Opta Pro Forum. It's a big conference where lots of data guys from Chelsea, Manchester City, clubs from all around the world, leagues from all around the world get together for a conference about data in football. I'm speaking at it alongside some incredibly clever people, and some unbelievably clever academics, analysts, etc. have spoken at the forum at the past. It's my biggest professional opportunity so far in my young career. I'm incredibly flattered to be speaking, but I also wanted to thank you for all your support of my data work here on YouTube, where, when you share my shit, other people see it, it grabs a bigger audience, I'm encouraged to do more of it, I become a better analyst, I'm humbled by your support, and I wanted to say that once again. And number 5, new videos. What do you want me to make? I've got a pretty good idea so far. I want to make something about Bayern Munich next week, which I think is going to be really, really cool. The match videos, which I've been doing recently, get quite a lot of attention. I think they make a lot of sense in terms of content, because you can analyse 2 different teams at one time, which I think is pretty interesting. But also I'd quite like to do that more special stuff. I'd really like to answer like specific, interesting, weird questions, which you might have more of an idea of what that means after the Bayern Munich video. But if there's any specific teams, players, topics you want analysed, let me know. As I said, I've got my own ideas, but I'm willing to take suggestions. So to sum up, number 1, thank you for charity stuff. If you want to look at the newest fundraising page, there's a link in the description below. We've already, in less than a week, raised almost £100 from it, and I haven't even put the ad revenue into that money yet, so more than £100, which is crazy. If we were raising money at the rate we're currently doing, and we're doing in December, it would be over £5,000 a year. That's really significant. That's crazy cool. And if the channel grows, it reaches £10,000 a year. I don't know. There's some really significant moral impact that can be made here. So I wanted to thank you for the charity stuff, more selfishly for sharing, even more selfishly wanted to plug my Twitter and Instagram and stuff, which I don't plug that often on YouTube, I think. So if you want to follow me and check the spreadsheets and charity stuff, links as always in the description below. And I will see you for Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid analysis this weekend, I think. That'd be cool. See you later.